the situation involves a building with substantial electrical problems. An electrical contracting company was brought in to address these issues. Upon assessment, the electrical contractors found multiple areas of concern. Firstly, the static transfer switches were wired incorrectly. The wiring was not connected to the correct switches, leading to operational failures. Secondly, the wires were too short to reach the appropriate connection points. This insufficient length complicated the repair process. Thirdly, the wiring layout was described as a chaotic mess. The wires were disorganized and difficult to trace, creating a troubleshooting nightmare. The repair work involved significant effort, including rewiring and re-terminating connections. However, due to the extent of the damage, a complete fix was not possible without a full replacement of the electrical system. The initial contractor had abandoned the project. The electrical gear room contained 5 sections of gear and parallel feeders. The breakers needed to be tested, racked and re-terminated. The customer's desire was to turn the gear on and begin to commission it by the following Monday. In an adjoining room, another company worked on the uninterruptible power supply, or UPS, and battery system, which were roughly the size of a soccer field. The original contractor apparently hired electricians from temporary agencies. The testing company discovered numerous problems leading to the original contractor leaving the job. The electrical repair work was extensive, requiring multiple shifts of work. The goal was to make the system operational, but not to achieve a perfect, like new condition. Addressing electrical wiring issues involves several key steps. Firstly, a thorough inspection is conducted to identify the problem areas. This includes checking for loose connections, damaged wires, and incorrect wiring configurations. Secondly, the necessary repairs are made. This may involve replacing damaged wires, tightening connections, or rewiring circuits to the correct configuration. Thirdly, testing is performed to ensure the system is functioning correctly. This includes checking voltage, current, and continuity to verify proper operation. Electrical systems operate on fundamental principles of voltage, current, and resistance. Voltage is the electrical potential difference between 2 points in a circuit measured in volts. Current is the flow of electrical charge measured in amps. Resistance is the opposition to the flow of current measured in ohms. These 3 quantities are related by Ohm's law, which states that voltage equals current times resistance. Understanding these principles is crucial for troubleshooting and repairing electrical systems. Safe electrical practices are essential to prevent injury and damage. Firstly, always de-energize circuits before working on them. Use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is off. Secondly, wear appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as insulated gloves and safety glasses. Thirdly, follow all applicable electrical codes and regulations. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for safe electrical installations and practices. When dealing with static transfer switches, it is important to understand their function. A static transfer switch is a device that automatically switches between 2 power sources to provide uninterrupted power to critical loads. It uses solid-state components to switch between the sources quickly and seamlessly. Common issues with static transfer switches include faulty switching logic, failed components, and incorrect wiring. Troubleshooting these issues requires a systematic approach, including checking the input power sources, the switching circuitry, and the output connections. The process of racking and re-terminating breakers involves several steps. Firstly, the breaker is removed from the electrical panel or switchgear. Secondly, the connections are inspected for damage or corrosion. Thirdly, the wires are re-terminated, ensuring a tight and secure connection. Finally, the breaker is reinstalled and tested to verify proper operation. When working with parallel feeders, it is important to ensure that the current is evenly distributed among the feeders. This is achieved by using feeders of equal length and impedance. Uneven current distribution can lead to overloading and overheating of individual feeders. Regular maintenance and inspection of electrical systems are crucial for preventing problems. This includes checking for loose connections, damaged wires, and corroded components. Thermographic scanning can be used to identify hot spots, which are indicators of potential problems. Regular testing of circuit breakers and other protective devices is also important to ensure that they are functioning correctly. The use of temporary agencies for electrical work can sometimes lead to quality issues. Temporary workers may not have the same level of training and experience as permanent employees. This can result in mistakes and substandard workmanship. It is important to properly vet and train temporary workers to ensure that they are qualified to perform the required tasks. Electrical testing companies play a critical role in ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. They use specialized equipment and techniques to test and inspect electrical components and systems. This includes testing circuit breakers, transformers, and wiring to verify that they meet applicable standards and regulations. The discovery of numerous problems by the testing company in this case highlights the importance of thorough testing and inspection. The decision of the original contractor to abandon the project raises ethical and legal questions. Contractors have a responsibility to complete the work that they have been contracted to do, and to ensure that the work is performed to a high standard. Abandoning a project without a valid reason can result in legal action and damage to the contractor's reputation. When dealing with a situation where the electrical work is substandard, it is important to document all of the problems. This includes taking photographs, writing detailed descriptions, and gathering any other evidence that supports the claim of poor workmanship. This documentation can be used to support a claim against the original contractor or to justify the need for additional repairs. The cost of repairing substandard electrical work can be significant. This includes the cost of materials, labor, and any additional testing or inspection that is required. It is important to obtain accurate estimates of the cost of repairs before proceeding with the work. In some cases, it may be necessary to hire a qualified electrical engineer to assess the situation and develop a plan for remediation. When working in an electrical gear room, it is important to be aware of the potential hazards. These include exposure to high voltage electricity, arc flash, and electrical shock. Always follow safe work practices and wear appropriate PPE. The uninterruptible power supply, or UPS system, is designed to provide backup power in the event of a power outage. It typically consists of batteries, an inverter, and a transfer switch. The batteries store electrical energy, which is converted to alternating current by the inverter. The transfer switch automatically switches to the battery power when the main power source fails. Regular maintenance and testing of the UPS system are essential to ensure that it is functioning correctly. The battery system is a critical component of the UPS. The batteries must be properly maintained and replaced when they reach the end of their service life. Factors that affect battery life include temperature, charging and discharging cycles, and the type of battery. Regular testing of the batteries is important to ensure that they are capable of providing the required backup power. Commissioning is the process of verifying that an electrical system is installed and functioning correctly. It involves a series of tests and inspections to ensure that the system meets the design requirements and applicable standards. Commissioning is typically performed by a qualified electrical engineer or technician. The goal of commissioning is to identify and correct any problems before the system is put into service. Electrical codes and standards are constantly evolving to reflect new technologies and safety concerns. It is important to stay up to date on the latest codes and standards to ensure that electrical installations are safe and compliant. Organizations such as the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or IEE, develop and publish electrical codes and standards. The use of proper grounding techniques is essential for electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping a circuit breaker or fuse and preventing electrical shock. Grounding systems must be properly designed and installed to be effective. Regular inspection and testing of grounding systems are also important. Arc flash is a dangerous electrical phenomenon that can occur when there is a short circuit or fault in an electrical system. Arc flash can produce intense heat, pressure, and light, causing severe burns and other injuries. Arc flash hazard assessments are required by law to determine the potential hazards and to implement appropriate safety measures. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as arc-rated clothing and face shields, is essential for protecting workers from arc flash hazards. Electrical safety training is essential for all workers who work on or near electrical equipment. Training should cover topics such as electrical hazards, safe work practices, and the use of personal protective equipment. Regular refresher training is also important to ensure that workers stay up to date on the latest safety practices. Electrical contractors have a responsibility to ensure that their workers are properly trained and equipped to perform their jobs safely. Contractors should also have a comprehensive safety program in place to prevent accidents and injuries. The investigation of electrical accidents and incidents is important for identifying the root causes and preventing future occurrences. Accident investigation should be thorough and objective, and the findings should be used to improve safety practices. The use of technology can help to improve electrical safety. For example, thermal imaging cameras can be used to detect hotspots in electrical equipment, and arc flash detection systems can be used to automatically de-energize circuits in the event of an arc flash. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. Everyone who works on or near electrical equipment has a role to play in preventing accidents and injuries. By following safe work practices, wearing appropriate PPE, and staying up to date on the latest safety information, we can all help to create a safer work environment. The improper wiring of static transfer switches can lead to a variety of problems. For example, if the switch is wired incorrectly, it may not be able to transfer power to the backup source when the main power source fails. This can result in a loss of power to critical loads. Incorrect wiring can also damage the switch or other electrical equipment. The use of short wires can also create problems. Short wires can be difficult to work with and can increase the risk of loose connections. Loose connections can cause overheating, voltage drops, and other problems. In some cases, loose connections can even lead to fires. The chaotic arrangement of wires can make it difficult to troubleshoot and repair electrical systems. When wires are disorganized and difficult to trace, it can take a long time to find the source of a problem. This can result in downtime and lost productivity. The use of proper wire management techniques can help to prevent this problem. Wire management techniques include using cable ties, labels, and color coding to organize and identify wires. The retermination of wires involves removing the old connection and installing a new connection. This is typically done when the old connection is damaged or corroded. When reterminating wires, it is important to use the correct tools and techniques. This will help to ensure that the new connection is secure and reliable. The testing of electrical systems is an important part of the repair process. Testing can help to identify problems that may not be visible to the naked eye. Testing can also help to verify that the repairs have been made correctly. There are a variety of different types of electrical tests that can be performed. Some common tests include voltage tests, current tests, and continuity tests. The NEC provides guidelines for safe electrical installations and practices. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards that covers all aspects of electrical work. It is important to be familiar with the NEC when working on electrical systems. The NEC is updated every 3 years. The current version of the NEC is 2023. The NEC is published by the NFPA. The NFPA is a non-profit organization that develops and publishes codes and standards for fire and electrical safety. The IEE is a professional organization for electrical and electronics engineers. The IEE develops and publishes standards for a wide range of electrical and electronic technologies. The IEE also provides educational resources and training for electrical and electronics engineers. The OSHA is a federal agency that is responsible for ensuring the safety of workers in the United States. OSHA has regulations that cover a wide range of workplace hazards, including electrical hazards. Employers are required to comply with OSHA regulations. The failure to comply with OSHA regulations can result in fines and other penalties. Electrical safety is a complex and multifaceted issue. There are many different factors that can contribute to electrical accidents and injuries. By understanding the hazards and following safe work practices, we can all help to prevent electrical accidents and injuries. The information provided in this discussion is intended for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician or other professional before performing any electrical work.